Good morning, Eastern Oregon. Welcome to AM Live on this October the 21st morning. How are you, man?
I'm good. It's Thursday, football day.
Yeah, that's right. Tonight is a LHS football game, right? Talk to us about that.
Homecoming tonight, 6 o'clock, Ontario. It'll be live stream right here. We're also going to live stream it on LeGrand Athletics Activities Association Facebook page. And I'm going to have a special guest, too, at halftime. We talked about it on the show last week.
That's right.
And the number one fan at LHS games, or at least the loudest, Stu Spence, he's going to come in at halftime and we're going to chat it up. We're not going to talk about city stuff.
No.
We're talking just football.
He's an interesting character.
Oh man, I was in that Safe Families Coalition meeting, and he runs it. He runs it.
Good morning, Irene.
He's giving his daughter a shout out in there because she dressed up for middle school. One of the things they had going on this week for homecoming, and yeah, I love it. He's got a lot of charisma.
Yeah, well,
a ton of charisma.
Yeah, and I don't know if you met his wife Margaret. She was in My Fair Lady with me a few years ago, and she's a match. I'm telling you, she's every bit of a firecracker is what he is. It's funny.
Oh wow! And he said that their daughters are very similar to him.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's
that is tonight, and we'll start streaming at probably 5:50.
Okay.
The game's at 6. It's an early game, so
because the team is Ontario and they're on a different time
zone. Yeah, right. But I mean, at the same time, there's also we're playing on a Thursday, and that's due. I think that's because we have a shortage of referees in the state. Honestly,
is it?
Yeah, that's the buzz. I mean, like normally you wouldn't play on a Thursday, and it's not like other schools. Some schools in the state are playing on Thursday, some are playing on Friday. So it's not like an in-service day or a holiday or anything weird like that. So I think it's because we have a lack of referees, honestly.
Strange.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and it's the shortage. I mean, you can't. It's just I was so the supply chain is all messed up. I mean, that's the big news, and
yeah, you see all those trucks sitting at ports just waiting.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. Is like, and so the supply people are saying, oh, it's a lack of truck drivers, and it's a lack of trucks, and then you'll see a tweet or something, a video of a whole bunch of trucks. There's like, hey, we're just waiting to get loaded. Don't blame it on us,
The car dealerships, they say the hardest thing to get right now is the big trucks. They can't get people to haul them.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to Mark Goss the other day. I know you were talking to the Goss folks yesterday, and I asked him, I asked him if they were experiencing a shortage or a lack of being able to get stuff. And he said, well, normally we have around 100 units, and right now we have like 27 or something like that.
Yeah, that's not a very high percentage.
And so then, just as quickly as they can get them in, they're gone. So, yeah.
You know why I don't trust stairs, BC?
No, why don't you trust stairs?
Because they're always up to something. Oh gosh,
it's funny. You probably have to work hard to find
appropriate ones.
Stupid jokes that are clean. Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. I have to dig. It's getting to the point where I have to go to 4 or 5 different sites just to find one.
Yeah. Because what is interesting, one of the ways that culture has changed, I mean, the only standards that held people in check as far as media from cursing and talking about whatever came across their mind were the broadcast standards, and so
FCC.
Yeah. And so, but the FCC has nothing to say about streaming, Netflix, I mean, the internet, I mean, there's just, and so then it's just like the Wild West out there,
Oh yeah. You never know what you're going to find.
No, I mean, there are times I'll pull up a Facebook video, and I'll start watching, and it's like, whoa, yeah, there's an F-bomb. I got to turn that down a little bit if you're in a public space or something,
or if Tanya's around, we better crank that bad boy all the way down. Should get on us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know they think they found that dude that suspected killed his, we were talking about
and I saw a little bit of something, but
Petito.
I couldn't figure out they found him or his remains or
his
what.
They think they found his body.
Oh, really?
They found like human remains along with a backpack and a notebook belonging to him. So I mean, I would imagine he probably figured out that they were going to catch him eventually, and he just probably offed himself, I would imagine.
And this is down in Florida where they found the stuff?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, in that area where Dog the Bounty Hunter rented a plane and had one of those banners flown behind it that said something like, "We know where you're at," or so, or you can only hide for so long.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dog the Bounty Hunter and Al Sharpton kind of fall into the same category in the sense that they show up when they can get media press or get, it's like,
but Dog the Bounty Hunter does find people. I mean,
no, he does, but
he's got a lot of contacts. He's got a lot of people that'll give information to him. That's I don't know. What about Colin Powell dying? Man.
Yeah, that was I saw where they were talking about him, but I didn't compute that he had died.
Yeah, he passed away at 84 coronavirus.
I was going to say
he's fully vaccinated too.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be a president one day. I always liked Colin Powell.
A lot of people like Colin Powell.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a tremendous amount of. I mean, he just had the stuff. Yeah.
He reminded me of my grandpa.
Yeah.
My grandpa was like that, like just very stoic and just like one of those people where you're like, man, this guy's got it.
Well, and I tell you who I think also is that I really admire is Condoleezza Rice. And clearly they're both African American. But I mean, I think that she's, Condoleezza Rice she's more of a conservative. And so it's kind of funny. She's been sidelined quite a bit, her opinion. But I mean, you just talk about a very brilliant person, very sharp, intelligent. Yeah. So, but part of Colin Powell kind of lost a little bit of respect, not in my eyes, but during the whole Iraq war WMD thing. He was the one, the Bush administration, and he was included in that, did a lot of actions on faulty information. And anyhow, so he, didn't take a dip in my eyes, but anyhow, that's just part of it.
You heard about John Gruden, right? The Raiders coach. They found some emails. Oh, he got fired.
Well, now is he the one? I mean, okay, but I saw somebody making a statement that maybe that was an assistant coach of his that was talking about it, but anyhow, no, I
so they found some emails from a while back that were racist, homophobic, misogynistic, and he got fired. But I saw a meme yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and it said something like, if they can find like this guy's emails from 10 years ago that are private, how come they still can't find Hillary's?
That's right. Laughing. So there was a coach who recently had an interview, and there was just, the comments were like, took it like a man, stood up. But I thought it was maybe he was an assistant coach.
I didn't see that.
Well, no. So he had been John's assistant coach, and now he's in a major coaching position. And they asked him, "What did you think about the emails?" And I don't know. I might be confusing
I don't know. Pretty much all the coaches in the NFL took a stand and said that it wasn't okay. I mean, the coach of my Chargers did Brandon Staley. He did an interview, and he was just like, "That does not happen here." And
yeah,
but the thing is I guarantee you, if you uncovered everybody's emails from 10 years ago, they'd be a lot different than emails today. Unfortunately, not everybody. Let me rephrase that. There's a lot of that stuff that went on 10, 20 years ago.
And it's just, and even if you are not racist or whatever, even if you're still, there's going to be something in your emails, something in your past conversation that somebody could drag out and use against you. And the fact is, we're just
not even necessarily racist or homophobic.
Right. We're not the same people that we were 10 years ago. And it's just, I think that's a ridiculous thing.
I don't condone it at all. And I don't think it belongs in sports, but I also know we're human and we make mistakes. And it's all about how you act afterwards. But there are some players that just straight up came out and said that he's always been like that. So,
well, I have a question. So Mr. Sports Guy, so how come we never hear about racial equality in sports?
What do you mean? Racial equality in sports?
Yeah. How come there's not an equal blend of races in sports? Well, clearly I know the answer to that, but I'm just saying that
I don't pay any attention to that. I just pay attention.
I don't either. I don't care. But the point is that it drives me crazy when you have everybody across every segment saying, oh yeah, there should be racial equality in schools, and in many of those situations, race is held above skill. So in other words, somebody has to have a balanced team of employees based upon race, and then whether their skill or not is down the road. But that conversation never happens in sports, because clearly,
sports is also privately owned. A private business can do whatever they want. There's not a but you're speaking racial equality like in public settings, public sectors, not
no.
Private.
I'm talking about. It doesn't matter whether it's public or private. Corporate guys are getting hammered. Corporations are getting hammered. Privately owned corporations get hammered because they don't have enough women, or they don't have enough minorities in their mix. And I don't have any problem with that. It's just have the full conversation.
I don't know.
You understand what I'm saying?
I don't. Yeah, but I don't. I do understand, but I don't worry about stuff like that.
Well,
it's not even on my radar.
Well, because you're a sports guy. That's why you like watching sports.
Yeah, I don't even think about that when I'm watching sports.
Well, sports. I'm in the same camp. I don't want to watch someone who performs poorly, but who ends up on the field because of their skin color.
Right.
Okay. So then why do we reverse that conversation and apply it towards? Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. Well, anyhow.
We live in a weird world. We do.
I know we do, but you're like dodging a hot potato. I can tell.
Well, I mean, because I don't care. Yeah. It's not anything that interests me. It's not. I don't really have an opinion on it because it doesn't affect me. It's I just enjoy sports, and I don't business wise, whatever, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, hey, let's
maybe we should talk about the weather.
Yeah, let's look at the day. Let's look at the weather.
Is it wet out there? No. Okay, that's good.
No, it's not, but it looks like. Let's see what Gabe says.
What was go back to that real fast. What was blocking the corner there? What is that?
What? Where?
Up in the top corner. Is that the roof?
Yeah.
Top left corner. Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's the.
So anybody that's watching that doesn't know, this is our live weather camera here. And it's got like what, 4 pivots?
Yeah, I think it's got 4 or 5 positions. It does what they call a tour. Yeah.
Kind of
Why
looks
are the
around.
flags at half mast? Do you have any idea?
No idea. What is today? Today is October 21st.
No, they've been at
Cody
half
might
mast.
know. I don't know if he's still watching, but
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I don't
Oh, them dang trains. BC, the trains are out of control. I'm done with the trains.
They're quiet now, but they
block it all the time. You can't walk to work hardly. It's horrible.
I wonder if it's if there's a schedule and you can plan on it that way.
So one of the people that watches the show, her husband works for the railroad, and she said anytime it's more than 15 minutes, call it in.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know the phone number.
Yeah, I was going to say, who do you
I
call
guess it's
in?
on the trails, or on the trains. But literally the other day, it was more than an hour. Yeah. And when you're walking, you got to make that decision on whether you want to walk all the way around to the underpass or the overpass. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I told you I was with what's his face from the downtown. Taylor. Yeah. And we sat there and just he lives right on the other side of the tracks.
Yeah.
He had to sit there for like a half an hour just waiting, like 200 yards from his house.
Huh. Boy, I'd get the number and put it in my phone if I were there.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the weather real fast. Sorry, I got off track. Let's see what Gabe's got. It's going to get up to 67 today, 48 right now, roughly. Yeah. It's going to be nice. I mean, that's an okay day, if you ask me.
And then tomorrow, it's a little cooler.
Whoa, we're getting rain. We're getting a lot of rain tomorrow. Well, that's good. At least football's tonight. Well, the parade, though, the parade's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So hopefully the rain breaks a little before 6.
Why is the parade? I mean, that doesn't make sense. Why is the parade on a different day than the game? I thought. Is the homecoming dance tomorrow night? Is there a homecoming dance? I can't remember.
I would imagine, yeah. I'm sure there is.
So maybe that's part of their celebrations.
Yeah, they've been doing stuff all week. I think volleyball played. I think soccer played last night. Boys soccer, girls soccer was on the road the day before. But they've been doing all kinds of activities up there all week.
So, yeah. Hey, let's talk about Cam Designs for a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about Cam Designs. So, Cam Designs is right here in LeGrand, and they can wrap your car. But the cool thing, BC, is that Cam Designs does a whole bunch of different things, right? They sell like high-end wood stoves for your house. They have all kinds of things going on, and one of the things that they do as well is they're gonna clean your chimney and check your chimney. It's crazy. They do all kinds of stuff, huh? They
do. They're kind of like us, a variety of stuff. But let me show their Facebook page real quick. So, they also do construction. Also, you know, that's not. I mean, but he's a licensed contractor. Here's some. They were working on a sign recently and replacing it, and that's kind of what it looked like when it got all done.
There's a little link to Cam Designs right there.
Yeah. Here's some signs that they were making for the ice cream shop downtown. They just have a lot of ability. And the cool thing is, let me go back to this, is these are all 3-dimensional. So they have the ability to cut these shapes and put the letters on them. You know, so they just do some great stuff.
Yeah, it's a family-owned business. They do interior, exterior, anything for your vehicle graphic-wise, they can handle. They do. Yeah. He's got that CDC machine that'll do up to 5-inch route.
Right. Yeah.
On a 3-dimensional sign, wood, metal. They do high-end wood stoves. They call them lifetime stoves.
Yeah, here's
And
some of their
as you can
stoves.
see, yeah, just beautiful stoves.
Yeah.
And they do all the installation, all the parts. They'll come out, like I said, they'll clean your chimney, they'll inspect your chimney, get you ready for the winter.
Yep.
Cam Designs.
Yep. So be sure and check them out.
Their Facebook page is linked in the comments. All right, BC, are you ready?
Well,
We're
I'm
going
as
to
ready
do
as I'm
something
going to
new
be.
today.
Yeah. So we have some trivia, and if I don't know the trivia, then well,
we're just not going to answer it. Yeah. All right, you ready? 1970s. On July 1st, 1971, the 26th Amendment became a law. What did it do?
71, 26th Amendment.
Yep. If you guys know, answer in the comments. Yeah. 26th Amendment became a law in 1971. What did it do? Don't Google it either. You know it. If you don't, you don't.
Well, so is that the Equal Rights 26th Amendment? No.
Nope.
26th Amendment. I don't know. Go on to the next one.
We're going to the next one. Which TV show debuted in 1972 to become one of the most popular and longest running television shows of all time?
72. MASH.
Yes. That was an easy one.
Not necessarily.
A sports guy would have got that. Johnny would have got that.
So you got to remember that early 70s is, so I was in 71, I was 10 years old. So, you're kind of aware of culture, but not, totally.
But that one's like a one that somebody my age would get even.
No, I'll tell you what is interesting about MASH is that when I was in college, I mean, MASH they were still fresh episodes that were coming on, and in the college dorms where the TV was, people would go, they would plan their dinner hours so that they could be in front of the TV when MASH played. It was,
Another easy one for you. You better get this one.
Okay.
Which actor played the Fonz on Happy Days?
I know I can't. His name is I want to say Alan, but that's not. I know. I know he is. I know his name.
If you're watching and tune in or chime in.
Yeah.
Which actor played the Fonz on the Happy Days?
Which actor played? What actor played the other guy on Happy Days?
I have no idea.
The main character.
Hey, I'm not the question.
No, but this one is everyone should know who was the main character.
Lenore got it.
Yeah, Henry Winkler. Excellent. Yeah. Ron Howard. You know Ron Howard?
Of course I know who Ron Howard is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was, anyhow.
She got that too.
Boom.
Hey, yeah. Ron Howard. So his brother is like Ron Howard's a director now, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. His brother is the weirdest looking dude in history, BC. Like he's the creep. Do you know who I'm talking about? Ron Howard's brother. He plays hang on, I'm gonna pull him up. His name's Clint Howard, and he plays like a creepy guy. He's like the perfect creepy guy. Let me pull this up and show it real fast. Let's go here, here, and he's like the best.
Ron Howard's brother.
Yes, you'll know as soon as I put him up there. That's Ron Howard's brother, Clint Howard.
Wow,
he's in a bunch of like.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, he did. He played those characters of like.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have some psychotic character.
It's crazy because he was like a kid actor too. Like he's been in like all kinds of stuff. Like he was in one of the Star Wars like spin-offs. Yeah. I think he was on the Andy Griffith show too when he was little.
Well, Ron was, of course.
Oh, was it Ron? I think they both were.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I was going to say, I mean, that's where Ron really got his start, was a kid actor. I mean, he was Opie. I mean, he was so darling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we see those, I still watch those shows every once in a while, and they come up, and yeah, it's funny
All right,
because we watch, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just going to ask you the next question, but keep blabbering.
No,
We're
I was
good.
just going to say, so it's funny because Tanya and I watch 2-2, which is on over the air TV, and 2-2 is called Me TV. Me TV. They do a pretty good job of doing what they do. And it's all oldies. I mean, it's Carol Burnett show. When we go home during noon, we catch about 15 minutes of the Waltons, and Saturday morning, it's cartoons. Saturday afternoon, it's old Westerns. I hate the commercials, but anyhow, it's funny.
All right.
Okay.
It's April 22nd, 1970, and I'm listening to American Woman. Today is a very special day for us tree huggers. Today is the first celebration of what?
April 22nd, 1970.
Yep.
Listening to American Woman.
Yep.
It's the very first day of something.
Yep. The very first celebration of what? And it's a special day for us tree huggers.
Tree huggers. Are you a tree hugger? You said us.
Well, I was speaking as if I was a person in 1970.
1970. I don't know. I was 9. Earth Day?
She's killing you. Yeah, that's right.
Good. Excellent.
Yep. Very first Earth Day. Yep. All right. Last question.
Last one?
Yeah, there's only 5. The last television advertisement for which product ran on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson on January 1st, 1971. The last television advertisement for which product ran on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson on January 1st, 1971.
I have no, I mean, that seems like, I mean, because The Tonight Show went on longer than 1971. And so,
yeah, but this is a commercial.
Well, I know, but how would someone know what commercial? I guess
it was very last time this product was advertised on TV.
Oh, smoking.
Yes.
Cigarettes.
Yes.
Cigarettes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm following that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, you want to know something crazy? I was looking at the other day, and not that I really want to talk about COVID, but yeah, Lenore, that's right. I was looking at this U.S. News and World Reports, and basically what it was doing was breaking down like COVID vaccinations by county and by state and by city, and did you know that, like, when I look at it, it says so like it gives county levels, right, of COVID vaccination rates, and then there's grayed out areas that are counties that don't report, right? Counties in gray did not have complete data available from the CDC. The whole state of Texas is gray. The whole state.
They're
like, there's not one county that reported in Texas.
They're probably just not participating.
They're the only state. There's a few counties in California, and then there's some in like South Dakota and North Dakota, and a few in what's the state right next to Texas, in between Arizona and Texas?
Oklahoma.
Is that Nevada? No, not Nevada. Nevada's up by California. Oklahoma?
Well, Oklahoma's
like
the one
half of that. Huh. No, Oklahoma has the finger.
Right, yeah.
So the state to the west of that, on the other side of the point of Texas. God, I'm bad with geography, but about half of that state, and then every other state is almost full.
It's like New Mexico. Isn't New Mexico?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Wait, no. Yeah, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. Yes, it is New Mexico. Yep. So like half of that state's gray, all of Texas, and then like 3/4 of South Dakota and North Dakota. And then the weird thing is like there's like a couple of really big counties in Central California.
Is that on your computer?
California. Yeah. Yeah, I can show it. Yeah. It's crazy, man.
No.
Right here, look at this. So I mean, look at Texas.
Yeah.
Completely gray. Like they haven't reported any. It's so
But
weird.
you know what's funny though is I didn't realize until I was listening to some I listened to Old West a podcast on Old West stories, and I didn't realize that Texas was its own nation before it became a state.
No, it was.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the Republic of Texas, they had their own president and the whole 9 yards.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And finally, I mean, I think it was like for 3 or 4 years, it wasn't too long, but it
Long
was
enough. I mean, is there any other state like that?
I don't think so. And so then, and Texas was in its own battle with Mexico, essentially, and they were trying to establish where the borders were going to be and so on and so forth. And then there was a battle. The Mexicans were going to come wipe out Texas, and Texas didn't have the money to defend itself. I don't know that that's why, but anyhow, so they joined the Union, and then the United States Army defended them. So anyhow, so the point being is that, so Texas being independent is like in their roots. I mean, it's like, I'm sure there are some of those Texans down there right now that are like, let's just go back to being our own country. We don't need them.
Well, it's kind of like Idaho, or Eastern Oregon people wanting to be their own state or their own.
Yeah, I don't know how that would even work. I mean, on a practical level, let's say that you could flip a switch and you could change the state lines. Okay, and so now, I mean, think of all the infrastructure that would have to. So let's say Idaho, you join Idaho or you formulate a new state, and now you have all of those miles and miles of state roads that have to be maintained by a different state. The revenue, all of the revenue that would be an enormous, I have no idea how that would even happen.
Yeah, I don't either. You see what I'm scrolling through there, BC? I watched another documentary. I watch a lot of documentaries on Vice. Have you heard of Vice?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Vice, they contract with people that make film, and there's a drug that's moving north slowly. I mean, fairly slowly. It's going to get here eventually, and basically, it's in Honduras right now, and it's a marijuana that's chemically altered, and it's just. I mean, I guess it's called Tiburon or Crispy, and it's like super addictive. And marijuana is not generally like it can be like psychologically addictive, but This stuff is like physically addictive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to get here.
And it has a marijuana base, and then it's been
altered, yeah. So it's just chemically altered marijuana. They call it Tiburon. They don't know exactly what's in it. In MS-13, which is like a Mexican gang. Yeah, they're selling it all over the place in South America, and they're charging like 10 times, 20 times as much as they would for regular marijuana, and people are just getting addicted, and it's moving north. So
wow,
people be on the lookout. I mean, it's going to get here eventually.
What a mess.
So marijuana wasn't making anybody any money anymore, right?
Because
the Mexican gangs used to bring all the weed to America.
When it was illegal.
Yeah. Now you can grow 4 plants yourself. So they had to find something to replace it with, and not everybody's going to do heroin or fentanyl or pills. You know what I mean? So there had to be that replacement. So what they do, they went in, they chemically altered marijuana and made it addictive, and they're selling it. And I guess down there, like, it's non-discriminate. Like, there's people that are like teenagers all the way up to 80-year-olds that are hooked on it. I've not ever been a drug user in any manner, even smoked marijuana. And so
I don't, but it seems like marijuana would be a lot of work in the sense that you can't just pop a pill. I mean, you know, I mean, it seems like there are drugs that would be more convenient. I mean, a pill, you could be in public anywhere and take it with a glass of water or whatever.
Well, you can do that with marijuana now too.
Like with edibles or with pills or what?
Yeah, pills. You can get oil in pills. You can get edible. I mean, I could be eating a cookie right now and it'd be
right. I realize that, but I guess I wonder if this new variation of marijuana that you're talking to, if it will come in different forms. You know what I mean?
I would imagine. I mean, I've only ever seen this one documentary on it, and it's Vice is pretty trustworthy. I mean, I trust Vice. Like, I've watched quite a few documentaries on Vice, and they're pretty legit. And they always break. They always break news, basically.
Yeah,
like new stuff. And this is definitely. I mean, there's pictures, there's interviews with gang members. Like, it's legit. I mean, I don't know if it's going to end up being like edibles or whatever. In the pictures and all that, it shows just people smoking it, and it in its flower form. So who knows? Wow. I mean, it's crazy. It says more addictive than cocaine.
Wow.
Right there. Let me add that real fast.
Wow.
That's crazy. Just crazy. I don't know.
So we never did get the answer to the first trivia question, which was what happened in what was
the law. 26th Amendment.
Yeah, which was what?
Anybody want to try that real fast while we're still here? On July 1st, 1971, the 26th Amendment became law. What did it do? What did it do? All right, I'll just give it up. It made it legal for people over the age of 18 to vote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Before that, it was what? 18 or was 21 or something?
Yeah. I think it was 21 before that.
Yeah. So what do you think about the movement to let 16-year-olds vote?
No. Dude, we don't even let 18-year-olds that can go to war smoke a cigarette, for crying out loud. How could a 16-year-old vote?
Yeah.
No way.
No, I agree, but that's a big push by especially the left, because, there's a tendency to where if you get younger voters to vote, they tend to vote left. And so if we expand the voting to younger age, then it relates to more power. So
I don't think a 16-year-old should be voting. But on the other hand, if a 16-year-old is done with school and they're in the workforce paying taxes, like,
yeah, well, and you got the same crazy law, where the drinking age is 21, but you have kids that are in the service who are, they've risked their lives. They're dying. Yeah. They're old enough to die, but they're not old enough to drink. Yeah.
It's asinine. You can go in the military and at 18, right?
Yeah.
And back in the days, you could go in whenever you wanted, as long as your parents lied and signed the paper. My grandpa went in at 16.
Yeah.
But you can go in the military at 18 and shoot a tank, for crying out loud. But you can't buy a handgun at 18.
Yeah.
You have to wait till you're 21.
Yeah.
But you can buy a rifle.
Yeah. Those
we have the weirdest laws in, like, I don't understand it. You can't buy a dip at 18, but you can go die for your country.
Yeah.
You can't make that decision. You can't make the decision to like have a prolonged death in chewing, but you can make a decision to go die for your country.
Yeah. No. It's funny, the age inconsistencies are kind of, and I understand the reason behind all those laws, but there are times that the inconsistency is just crazy. So
Well, it kind of makes us look like idiots to other
Well,
countries.
yeah.
Other countries are probably like, look at these clowns.
Yeah.
Like
See, but
they
I
send
don't.
people to
Yeah,
war at
I don't.
18, but they can't have a beer.
Yeah, I don't really care what other people think of other countries think of us. I mean, you know, I especially during the Trump era, people were like, "Yeah, he's embarrassing us around the world." It's like,
Yeah, he was.
yeah,
He was pretty embarrassing.
well, but who cares? I mean, on the other hand, you had Obama doing stuff that was embarrassing to folks, around the world or around the world here in other
Not like
countries.
Trump though.
Well,
Trump should have never had a Twitter.
well, I agree with that, but the point is.
They should have
The
taken that
point
away
is
from him.
I don't care what other countries think of us. That's not, I mean, not, I'm sorry, that's probably not exactly. I have, it's not a priority. And I feel that way about myself. I mean, I do care what people think about me, but it's not a priority compared to a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Some of Trump's tweets, man. Goodness gracious, you're just like, oh, here he goes again.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was funny myself.
Yeah, well, you talk about. I mean, Trump put Twitter on the map. I mean, I'm sure that.
No, Twitter was already on the map.
No.
Trump.
I mean, what I'm saying is, there's a lot of people who didn't know what Twitter even was until Trump started tweeting, and then they're like, "Oh, I got to get on there and figure out what he's saying."
I wouldn't say a lot. I would say I think you're overstating that.
Oh man,
Twitter was already well established before Trump got a tweet.
I totally agree, but I'll bet. I mean, it'd be very interesting to track the number of Twitter users that happened when Trump took office.
When Trump took office, I'll bet you the numbers that went up were 40 plus white American males, conservatives.
Yeah, but who cares?
It skyrocketed.
Right. But the point is that the fact is that there were a significant number of people that Twitter came onto their radar once Trump was in office. That's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was the president and he was tweeting. No president really tweeted before him.
That's true. Yeah.
And he's the head of our whole country.
Yeah. But I mean, you talk about inconsistent. I mean, so it's funny. And I, I mean, I'm not a Trump loving person, but at the same hand, there are terrorists. There are terrorists that are on Twitter regularly. Yeah. And Trump still doesn't. I mean, it's like, again, the inconsistencies are just nutso.
Is Trump booted off of Twitter?
Yeah.
Like permanently?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think
I didn't even know. I don't even pay that close of attention.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
He's
no.
still booted.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have horrible people across the world that are using Twitter to communicate. And yep, our ex-president. I mean,
Trump could make like a burner Twitter account. Yeah, well, let me tell you this. So during the last football broadcast, remember Siri Samsung?
Yeah,
right. So I'm at the college football or soccer game, and this girl goes, "Hey," and I walk over there, and she goes, "I'm Siri Samsung."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've met Siri Samsung.
That's funny. And for people that don't know, I mean, there are people, and they have false Facebook accounts.
Yeah.
Just because they can say random ass stuff and random stuff. And yeah.
But she wasn't using it like that. She was using it because
I know, but it's so funny. Yeah, because we said, yeah, you have an account named Siri Samsung.
I'm not listening to you.
Yeah.
Like you just get shut down automatic. Don't even say anything because I'm not paying any attention. And she's like, I'm watching my cousin, da 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 da. And then I met her in real life. It was like, oh yeah, like I still don't know her name, but
what's funny about that, and I said this at the time, is like, so Siri is an Apple thing, Samsung is an Android thing. So it's like, I mean, it's like taking two. Yeah, yeah, my name is Chevy Ford. I mean,
Yeah, it's exactly what it is, right?
yeah.
It is. My name is McDonald Wendy's.
Just like you're confused, even in your fake name.
It's the best. Like, and we get it all the time on EOA Live. My favorite is like when people comment on like controversial stuff and they have a really strong opinion, but it's like a picture of like a penguin and their name's like Tommy Tweetinger. It's like you're like,
No,
oh really?
no.
I
Yeah,
love it. I think it's funny.
yeah, I have I was watching a historical show the other day, and they had some characters dressed up as KKK and so on and so forth, and I the one of the things that bothered me the very most was I mean, outside of what they were actually doing, is that they had to cover their face. They wouldn't identify themselves, and I realized that that's a thing for me. I mean, that really ticks me off. So, and I mean,
I think it's funny.
And the way that it relates is then, so when you have someone who is very outspoken on Facebook and they don't even identify themselves, it's like you're just a chicken. I mean,
Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, I just turn it into entertainment and think of it as like, like it's entertainment. It's like, oh, here we go again. Like, what are they gonna say this time?
Right. But I guess what I can't figure out is, and I just can't get my head around this, is everything about being a man and masculine for me, and that's just the way I was raised, is that if you have convictions and you have enough courage to say something, then you're owning that as a person. It's who you are. Part of being courageous is saying, yep, this is who I am and this is what I believe. And so then I just don't get how some people take pride in being a weakling. That's what I don't get. Is so it's like it's the opposite of courageous. And they're like, yeah, we're making our voice be heard, but we're afraid to tell you who we are. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, that happens everywhere nowadays.
Oh, I know it does, and I can't. The point is, I can't make sense of it. That does not fit into my head. It's like
that's where you have to just remember, BC, that you can only control you. You can't control other yahoos. And that's why I just think of it as entertainment, like, because I can't control them. Like, go ahead, have fun with it. Like, if it's horrible enough, I'll delete it. Did you hear me talking to Alex the other day when that person said something about what the F is going on in the comments? And I said, hey, I'm not going to delete it. He properly replaced the C with a $sign. So it's just like I just take it as entertainment. Like you can't take it personal. It's like, to me, it's not like, maybe even just think of them as like robots. They're not even real people. Like, although it is, but it's like your opinion, if you're not standing up for your opinion and owning it, then it doesn't count in my eyes. Like,
it's not relevant.
It's not relevant at all.
Right. But the point that gets me is they think that it is relevant. And it's like, how do you get yourself to that point of thinking that?
Everybody's different. I have no idea. It's like, I know. Blow it by the wayside.
Yep.
All right. We ready to do the?
Yeah, we should round it.
Do the thing.
Oh, yeah.
On this day, October 21st, 1520, Ferdinand Magellan and his fleet reached Cape Virginis, I hope I said that wrong, and became the first Europeans to sail into the Pacific Ocean. 1520, that's a long time ago. On this day in 1915, the first transatlantic radio telephone message went from Arlington, Virginia to Paris.
1915?
1915.
Wow.
On this day in 1964, the film version of My Fair Lady, directed by George Cukor, it had Audrey Hepburn in it. It premiered in New York, and it won Best Picture in 1965. And then the last one, on this day in last year, NASA OSIRIS-REx spacecraft landed briefly on an asteroid on a mission to collect dust, and it's the largest sample from space since Apollo.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I think I went all the way back to 1961 for the song.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think the number one song in
You
1961?
probably mentioned it earlier. No,
No.
no, you didn't mention it. 1961.
Run Around
Oh.
Sue. Is that
Yeah.
Keep Away from a Run Around Sue? I say, hey, hey. Is that song?
I think so.
I think it
sounds-
is too. Yeah. I wasn't around in 1961. And then my quote for the day comes from Babe Ruth. Never let the fear of striking out get in your way. One more time. That's a real simple one.
Yep.
Never let the fear of striking out get in your way. Boom.
Yep. Good.
It's postseason baseball right now. I'm going to do a live sports show today. I'm going to go early because we have football. So I think I'm going to go at 1:30, and I'm going to have Cody from Brother Bear. We're going to talk baseball.
Cool
We're going
deal.
to try something new today. We're going to talk postseason baseball. We'll talk local sports too, but we're going to do an interactive postseason baseball show today.
When are you doing that?
At 1:30 today.
Okay. All right. Again,
Cam Designs.
check out our sponsors. Yep. Cam Designs. So,
Yep, absolutely. We appreciate them.
yep. All righty, man. Hey, thank
Thursday
you.
football tonight, 6:00, Ontario, right here on EOA Live and on LeGrand High School Athletics and Activities page.
Thanks so much. We'll catch you Tuesday on AM Live.